EWM, or Extended Warehouse Management, is a warehouse management system by SAP. We'll look at the purpose of EWM, the benefits, who is it for, the major competitors of EWM, and stick around to the end of this video for some bonus points. So what is the purpose of EWM? EWM can be used to manage all kinds of processes within a warehouse or a manufacturing plant, or groups of warehouses or manufacturing plants. These processes include material receiving, deconsolidation, system-directed put-away and replenishment, cycle counting and physical inventory, system-directed picking, task interleaving, scrapping, can be used to manage supplier and customer returns. RF devices can of course be used with EWM. EWM can also be integrated with labor management, with yard management, as well as warehouse automation, which includes automated storage and retrieval systems, cranes, all kinds of automation. There are many other processes and things that we can manage with EWM, for example, cross-docking. Now that we know on a high level what EWM is, so what are some of the benefits of using EWM? The main benefit of using EWM is to make your warehousing processes more efficient, cost-effective, faster, and more reliable and compliant. Your processes will be more efficient as you can improve labor productivity by improving resource utilization. You can decrease labor travel time. For example, your warehouse worker might execute a task to put away the product in a bin, but with the help of EWM, instead of coming back idle, they may be picking up a product on their way back. Thus, you can reduce deadheading. A deadhead refers to any part of the transportation trip in which no freight is being carried, so they won't come back idle. Your processes will be more cost effective as you will improve labor productivity and thus reduce this cost. You will also be able to improve labor utilization as well by planning your labor automatically based on the workload required in the warehouse. Thus this manual planning effort will be reduced and you won't have excess or shortage of warehouse workers when needed. You'll also reduce cost by managing your products more effectively as per their shelf life. Thus you'll be able to reduce scrapping within the warehouse. EWM has excellent features known as put-away strategies, which help determine where you should put your products. So instead of a warehouse worker manually deciding where to put the pallet, EWM will direct the worker to the most suitable bin. This will be the most optimal decision. Thus, this makes the process quicker and reduces error. Similarly, EWM also helps the workers to pick the product during outbound delivery by directing them to the required bin, so they don't have to manually search for the product or rely on their memory. EWM will tell them where to go. So this reduces the manual effort, makes things easier. Similarly, your decision making becomes much easier and quicker with the help of real-time insight about your warehouse. For example, through Warehouse Monitor and customized reports that you can generate. And EWM can also be interfaced with other third-party systems, for example, for automated storage and retrieval systems or ASRS, and automated guided vehicles, AGVs, etc. That also makes the process automatic and much faster. In terms of reliability and compliance, since a number of strategies can be managed in EWM, for example, first expiry, first out, EWM will ensure your product doesn't expire in the warehouse. At the same time, it will help ensure that expired product is not sent to the customers. So you reduce your product scrapping as well as increase customer satisfaction by sending them the right product each time. This also helps ensure compliance with quality and other audit requirements. So who should use EWM? Who is the target user? Is it for everyone? EWM implementation is not cheap. Other than the licensing fee, there are a number of other costs involved, including the capital cost of implementation, the project cost, the hardware cost, for example, RF devices, the infrastructure, the system landscape. So the cost of EWM implementation alone in bigger organizations can run into millions of dollars. So how do you know if you will get the return on investment? For very simple warehouse operations, EWM implementation might not give you the bang for your buck. Let's say there are only 500 pallet positions in your warehouse. You might be able to manage warehouse of this scale without using any warehouse management system, as a lot of activities can be done manually. So the warehouse workers can manually decide where to put away the pallets. For outbound deliveries, it will be easy enough to find where the product is located and to pick it quickly. Managing inventory is also easier. But if size of the warehouse is larger, let's say 10,000 pallet positions, you definitely should consider implementing a WMS. You should do a return on investment calculation based on pallet positions, number of cases per year, number of employees required, number of inbound and outbound deliveries, etc. Also, quality management, compliance, and customer satisfaction will be an important consideration. As a general rule of thumb, it's better for larger warehouses. There are many organizations who have implemented SAP, for example S4HANA, but they don't have EWM because They don't need a warehouse management system. In that case, you can use SAP IM or SAP IM with some additional customization to manage your warehouse operations, especially if they're not very complex. Is EWM the only player in the market? What are some of the competitors of EWM? There are 3 tiers of competitors. The warehouse management systems in tier 1 have the most advanced functionality. They're fully customizable. They can be used to manage multiple large warehouses. They're also expensive and their implementation time can be longer. So some of the competitors in tier 1 are Oracle, Blue Yonder, Manhattan Associates, etc. There are also some newer and relatively smaller players in tier 2 and tier 3. For example, Reply warehouse management system. Tier 2 WMS also have some advanced features. They may also include directed picking and put away, so the warehouse management system tells the workers where to put away or pick the product from. They can also have cross-docking and warehouse automation, and their cost is much less than tier 1 warehouse management systems. Tier 3 have the basic functionality. For example, the put away and picking is manual, but on the bright side, their implementation is much simpler and cheaper. So there are pros and cons of going with a major supplier versus a smaller one, but that's the topic for another video. Subscribe to the channel and turn on the notifications so you know as soon as a video is published. Keep in mind, if your organization is currently using or will be using SAP, it doesn't mean that you have to go with SAP EWM. You can interface third-party WMS with SAP also. So you might be using SAP ERP, but your warehouse management system could be a totally different company. So as promised, here are a couple of bonus points about EWM. The first one is EWM is highly customizable to fulfill business needs. Since EWM is developed in SAP's ABAP programming language, EWM can be highly customized as per your organization's needs through RICEFs. And by RICEFs, I mean workflows, reports, interfaces, conversions, enhancements, and forms. Let's say your customers need the pallet labels to be in a particular format. You can do that, or you want to implement your own sophisticated algorithm for deciding whether a customer should receive a product from your existing stock right off of the production line or from an inbound delivery, that is cross-docking. You can do this through customization. So almost anything you can think of can be done. You'll just have to invest in resources to do it. And resources brings us to the second bonus point, which is about jobs. Since EWM is a relatively newer module of SAP, EWM consulting jobs are in very high demand. The demand is high, yet the supply of good professionals is low. So this can be a great thing if you're an EWM consultant, but can also be a challenge if you're an organization looking to hire EWM consultants. Thanks for watching. I'll be sharing more videos on the role of EWM consultant, salaries, interview questions, and much more. If you like this map, I'll put a link in the description from where you can download it. Subscribe to the channel and let's be in touch. Thank you.